stubborn weeb.
And Camel X, I beat you to it.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this week we would like to discuss our feelings about DLC and what we think constitutes a good DLC. We'll get into that in a second, but first, what we've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC.
Prove it. If you don't put something on screen proving that you did it, I'm going to be angry.
I can put up my email saying I purchased it.
I need a proof of purchase, gameplay, and I mean, at least you crying once.
At least me crying.
Yeah.
Darn it, I didn't record my voice.
Yeah, so...
I guess I didn't play it. Gosh dang it.
Yeah. I guess you're probably going to talk about that more when we start talking about the DLC and stuff. But,
yeah, I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah. For me, I've been playing mainly Dragon Ball FighterZ and Fallout New Vegas still. I don't really have anything else to be playing. I played a little bit of that Jurassic World Evolution.
Oh, do you like that? The Park Sim?
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't play for very long. I just played it for a little bit, like a couple of hours. But what I played of it was pretty fun. I liked it. I like those types of games.
Yeah, I like Park Sims too. I only like the ones you buy, like that one though, because it's just not fun when I have to. It's like, oh, this takes 12 hours to build.
Yeah, and you're like, well, and then they also have or if it's like a port from like a mobile game.
Yeah.
You know, and you're all like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to pick this up, play for 5 minutes, and then put it back down.
Or I can spend my entire life savings buying gems so I can.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, but Dragon Ball FighterZ and Fallout New Vegas mainly, just. I got to a point in Fallout New Vegas, I'm kind of getting frustrated.
What's going on?
Like, it was, I was talking to you about it the other day. I'm doing one of the DLCs, and there's a part where you're supposed to get, like, there's a side quest where I drank some tea, my vision's all weird and stuff, and then they're all like, go kill a ghost bear, and I'm like, what? And then I keep dying, and I have this companion with me that's just not very fun, and I don't know, man. I might just, like...
Stop?
Yeah, I'm getting so frustrated.
I thought you said you got it figured out.
No, I just said I'm just going to have to keep doing it until I do it, you know? And it's just kind of annoying, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Games be like that sometimes.
They really do. They really do.
They really do. I've been playing Fallout New Vegas too, actually. I forgot about that.
How many days?
Excuse me?
How many hours do you have in it, you think, now?
I think I have like 37. I think I might be in the 40s.
That's an impressive amount of hours.
Yeah, I take pride in it, but I also feel shame.
Why?
I don't know.
You're a gamer, man. That's how it is, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so... You want to go ahead and go in there?
Just hop right in?
Yeah, you want to start smacking those giblets and just show them what for? Smacking the giblets.
Yeah, so has there let's start off what we like about DLC, like what we think is some good stuff. You ever play a reasonably priced good DLC?
Alright. For me, a DLC has to be like, okay, first off, for me, a good DLC has to be there after I've played a game and I feel the game was complete to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the game wasn't complete to begin with, then I feel like the DLC is just them trying to fix something that wasn't complete and then having you pay for it.
At least with paid DLC.
Yeah, at least with paid DLC. But like, but even then, like, if it's free DLC, I'm like, why didn't you just like, hold off a little bit and release this at a time whenever it could just be in the game.
Well, with free DLC, I can see it as sometimes publishers try to push things out as fast as they can, and when the dev team's not done, but the devs still and if it does well, the publisher will go ahead and let the devs just add some more stuff into it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think it depends on how it's done.
Yeah,
because if it's a game that's just clearly just not complete whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I think that's
No Man's Sky.
I think that could be something that me and you could differ on, because for me, I think a game needs to feel complete to warrant DLC. And I'm not saying that a game can't be complete after a DLC and be better because of a DLC, but for me, something like Elder Scrolls or The Witcher.
Yeah.
They do. I think those are like really good examples of DLCs. Like, you have a complete game here.
Yeah,
that you can spend hundreds of hours in.
Oh, it depends on the game, though.
Yeah, or Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good example. Like, these games are already complete games that you can spend. You could play for ever. You can play them. You can play them for a very long time, and then this DLC comes along, which just adds even more content to that.
But you're good with a game, say, Doom. It's a shorter experience, but if it had DLC attached to it, you'd be okay with that, right? Because it's just the type of game it is.
Yeah, like for me, it just needs to be a complete experience. Like,
okay, it doesn't need to be hundreds upon hundreds.
Yeah, let's just use Doom as an example. Like, it is a shorter game, I can play it to completion. I'm like, that was a good game.
Yeah.
But then if they release DLC that adds a little bit of an extra story thing, or a couple extra levels or something, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. Now I can go back and play some more of it.
Yeah. And alongside DLC, I'm a bit more conflicted on this part. I agree with everything we've said. It also needs to be reasonably priced.
If you're paying $80 for a DLC that was only half the content of the original game, there's probably an issue.
Yeah, an expansion pack that basically adds an entire game. I've seen expansion packs like a $40 expansion pack that adds the same base content to a game onto it.
Yeah,
I think that's very reasonable.
If not even just a full extra $60, especially if they're like, this has even more content than the original game, or like The Witcher Blood and Wine DLC. People, I think that's still like $30 or $40.
Yeah, but
people are like, oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. There's people that prefer that DLC over the original game.
Yeah, and the thing with Breath of the Wild 2 is the developers actually had too many ideas for DLC with the original that they decided we'll just go ahead and make another game instead of just making another expansion pass.
Yeah. And like that kind of stuff, that makes sense to me. If I've seen other games, I can't think of any examples, but they've literally said like, yeah, we had so much stuff that we wanted to do that we just went ahead and made another game.
Yeah. And I'm good with that too. Expansion passes or another game, I'm good with it. There are times when DLC can be a little pricey. Like if it adds 5 or 6 more hours of content to a 45-hour RPG, I don't think it would be worth the $40.
Oh, definitely not.
No.
Like,
but there are people, they try to do that stuff, and it's like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Then there's the games as a service type of DLCs that those I think I have even a completely different opinion on, because the games as a service game, the point is, I think I don't know. For me, a good games as a service type of game should be a complete experience when you buy it.
That's not usually what happens, though. It usually happens after the first expansion.
Yeah, or after the third expansion. You know? But I think that's kind of what the point is with certain styles of it. Okay, we release it with the first part of the story, and then you buy this expansion that gets the second part of the story.
And it's not usually too pricey to keep adding on, is it?
No, it's usually it depends. I think Destiny, it's their stuff is usually priced between $20 and $40.
Yeah.
And then I think that's usually warranted because people are usually pretty happy. They're like, yeah, this is a lot of stuff.
And I've heard Destiny 2 was an awful game when it launched, though.
Yeah, and that's the problem for me. like, that goes against what I first said, that the game needs to be a good, complete experience before you just start adding DLC to it.
Yeah, and I don't play games as a service because my internet's trash, so I just can't keep up with them. But if I were to play a games as a service model, I do this with some other games too. Now that I'm doing YouTube, though, I might have to do it less. But I'd like to sit back, see how the game does, hear criticism about it, and then once the expansion drops and it feels like a complete game, then I'll pick it up because I feel like that's when my money's warranted for a full purchase.
Yeah, and especially, like, stuff that Destiny does. Like, Destiny 2 is, the base game is free to play, and then you can buy, well, it used to not be, but now it is. You can just buy Destiny 2.
It launched at $60.
Yeah. Now it's free to play, and you can go and buy Destiny 2 with the complete base game, and then these next 2 expansions or something for like $60.
Yeah.
And I think that would be that's fair to me, because those DLCs, if you bought them separately, it'd be like $80 or something.
Yeah. And one thing that's really odd about DLC to me is that they usually don't diminish in price unless they come in a physical edition, like, attached to the game. Because, like, if you were to buy Blood and Wine, that really hasn't decreased in price, has it?
No, I think it's stayed.
But if you buy the complete edition of The Witcher, you can sometimes find that alone for like $20.
Or if not even, I've seen it for $5.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, that game goes on sale all the time.
It's really weird how physical editions,
I think that's why it goes on sale so much, though, is because, like, there might be, like, some legal reason or something that they can't drop the price on
a DLC?
Yeah, like, over time, you know?
Maybe.
Because it's, like, I think they can decrease the price on video games, like, a full game, but then I think, like, added content needs to stay the same.
Because the Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition, just buying that's cheaper than getting all the expansion stuff.
And the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but I think that kind of sucks, though, is because people like me that bought the base game...
Then you'd have to buy the DLC too, or else you can't keep your save, right? No, you can keep it, never mind. Yeah, don't listen to me.
Yeah, but, like, people like me that have bought the base game of, like, Fallout 4 or The Witcher 3, I'm like, should I even, like, buy it, or should I just buy a whole nother copy of the complete edition for, like, $5 so I have everything?
Yeah. And that's another annoying thing with the state of DLCs is I'm almost always hesitant to pick up a game at launch because I just want to wait and get the complete edition when it comes out.
Yeah, a lot of the times I feel like that too. But then there's so many times where I've bought a game and I didn't like it, like when it launched.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd see reviews and stuff like, oh, it's a really good game. I can't really think of an example, but
Curse the Cowardly Dog 3D.
No. Trying to think. Yeah, like I just know I've done it before. Like, we've gotten a game at launch or something, and then everyone's like, "Oh man, it's such a good game," and then I play it for a little while, and I'm just like, I don't know, it's okay.
It's not like the best thing ever.
Yeah. I think a game that I did that with is probably Shadow of War. Even though I know that game like had a little bit of a mixed reception stuff, but
all I see is negative stuff around it now. It's hard to find anything positive.
Well, the game itself, it's because there's the microtransaction debacle, and a lot of people are just like, should never be microtransactions, and then like I think 6 months after it came out, they took all the microtransactions out, and then people are like, why are you doing that? It's already too late. But
that is really weird. It's like, all right, we got the money off you people. I don't know if it's a more jerk move to take them out after 6 months or to leave them in.
Yeah.
We already got the money off the people who will buy them.
Yeah. But that game, the base game itself is fun to play, but then like, I don't know, there just seems like, I just remember that game being really short. Both of the Shadow of games are very short games.
Are they?
Yeah, like mega short.
Oh. I thought they were long. I don't know. I've never played them.
No, they're really short. Like, if you came over to my house, you could probably beat especially Shadow of War, you could probably beat that in like a day.
Oh, well, I don't want to.
I'm just saying, like, they're really short. Like, especially if, like, I guess it kind of depends on what happens during your playthrough, because the war chiefs and stuff are randomized, you know?
No, it's because it's such a long experience that you need the microtransactions so that you can get through it quicker.
Oh, yeah. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
They fixed that. A lot of people were actually complaining that the game was way too grindy and it was too hard to level up, so then they, like, fixed it.
You know, honestly, that microtransaction crap really bothers me, but if I get a game that's not too grindy and some people want to waste their money on microtransactions, I could care less.
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like, that's another form of DLC, though, kind of, isn't it? Microtransactions, because...
I wouldn't count it as DLC. It's not adding anything into the game, it's just unlocking things quicker.
Well, it depends on what type of microtransaction it is.
The kind we were just talking about, I wouldn't count that as DLC, but if you're unlocking a costume or something...
Well, Shadow of War, like, the microtransactions would literally just, like, unlock new... like castles, I think, and war chiefs and stuff.
Oh, would they?
Yeah, so like literally adding content to the game.
I thought some would just give you more XP and make you stronger.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's that kind of stuff too. But then, like, I think if you're going to talk about DLC though, you also have to talk about microtransactions because they kind of go together.
Well, they do, but I don't count the grindy EXP stuff as that. I don't know why I'd count that as, because I don't think it fits under the category of a DLC. It's not downloadable content. It's something in the game that you're just getting special access to.
That's true.
But with costumes that are downloaded through updates and stuff, and you have to pay to unlock through DLC, through microtransactions, I guess I would count that as a form of DLC, unless it's unlockable in the game already, then I classify it under the other type of microtransaction that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite skins, I would consider that DLC.
Yeah. Well, but you can unlock it, and you can unlock a lot of the skins in the through the game.
Oh, can you? Do you need the base game for that though? So you can get Fortnite coins?
Oh, like I think you can get that stuff just from like playing the game now.
Oh, you can now?
Yeah, like battle passes and stuff. But I think you have to buy battle passes to.
Did you hear why Fortnite stays in early access?
Yeah, because
the authentication process for updates with Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, and it's just easier for them to just stay in early access so they can just get around that little thing.
Yeah, so that because early access games don't require update approval.
Mm-hmm. And they can just update it whenever they want and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised a lot of other games haven't done that.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably has been, but...
Yeah. Destiny 2, you could say that's an early access until the final expansion comes out, technically.
Well, no, because it's a games as a service game, and they've openly said that.
Well, that's what Fortnite technically is.
Yeah, but I don't think that they've openly been like, yeah, this is the finished product. Well, I think they keep saying, like, oh no, we're still adding stuff. And it technically is a games as a service game, but I don't think, like, they themselves have ever labeled it as such.
No, but Destiny 2 has now become a full-on games as a service game, even making the default thing free.
Yeah. I don't know. That's so interesting.
It is interesting how games have kind of devolved. I don't know, I don't enjoy it like this, but...
I think, then there's also that talk about, like, single-player games becoming obsolete. Like, I forget who said it. I think it was, like, someone at EA or something.
Oh, yeah, EA says a bunch of dumb crap.
Yeah, but I think they've left since then. But...
EA as a company isn't being nearly as awful as it used to be.
No.
Who's a company that's kind of taking the place as EA? Oh, yeah, Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda is just screwing it up, man. Not for the same reasons, but they're just not very good.
Everyone who was talking about EA has now started talking about Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda just keeps making really weird, bad business decisions.
They're like, hey guys, you want to pay $20 for a golden crown? I know it wasn't that much, but
Yeah. Like, there was just so much stuff wrong. And, like, I think there was, like, the nylon bag, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was supposed to... Well, it was supposed to be nylon, right?
No, it was supposed to be, like, a military... It was supposed to be canvas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be canvas, and then they gave everyone nylon, and they were like, this isn't what we're supposed to get.
And they're
like, no, but it was cheaper if we made it like that.
What if they actually said it like that?
No, that's basically what they said.
Oh, yeah, they said that didn't result in a finished product. We tried the canvas bags, but that was too expensive.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, so then we just traded it out.
Sorry, guys. And then one thing about the Creation Club and Atom Shop is the stupid fact it's just so greedy that you can't do what you can on the PlayStation Store and stuff.
That's they recently released not like super recently, but they for Fallout 3's anniversary, I believe, they released some stuff on the...
Oh, I saw that one quest was...
Yeah, but it was like 4 or 5 hours of content, but I think the how many atoms that you need to buy was like worth like $20.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, I don't know if that balances out.
Yeah, but it's so greedy in that way, but then also there's some stuff that I've seen where it'll be like 10 atoms under what you need, so you have to buy the higher package up.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so awful. Well, that's not the only problem. It's just too overpriced, too.
Yeah, it's too overpriced, and then there are atoms. There's nothing that you can be like, oh, I'll just buy the $10 atom package and buy these 2 things. If you buy the $10 atom package, you'll buy one thing, but then you'll have a weird number of atoms left over, and you're like, I can't buy anything else now. If I want to buy anything, I'll have to buy another $10 package.
Yeah.
But then I'll still have this weird odd number of atoms left over.
Yeah, because Bethesda doesn't make them even numbers, right? Like, they can do whatever they want with the atom.
Yeah, they can, but I think it's, like, in a way where it's, like, doesn't seem too fishy, like, too weird.
Do they round it up to 5s? And
yeah, like, it's always even numbers and stuff, but it's like, like, I don't know. This seems a little weird.
It's so nasty, and that's why I've heard so many people are leaving Bethesda. A lot of people like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just... I feel kind of bad for them. And then I really hope that Starfield is a good game, though. Because I don't want Bethesda to just fail just because they've had these bad things that they're doing.
Yeah,
you know?
and I wonder whose problem it is. It's probably upper management, because Todd...
Oh, yeah, because it's definitely not the developer's problem.
No.
It's not them. They don't want to just, like...
Todd Howard seems like he's a pretty sweet guy.
Yeah. He doesn't... Yeah, like, nobody in Bethesda seems like malevolent, you know? It's not like, we're gonna make a game where people have to pay $100 subscription for a year for things that nobody really uses.
Well, no one we see.
Yeah, that's true.
People who legitimately want to make good games or support that are not the ones making the decisions.
Yeah, and that's why I think CD Projekt Red, I think that's why people like them so much, is because even the people that are in charge, their main concern is making a game for gamers.
Yeah.
You know, not people... They're not... their main concern isn't, like... Because I think they know they're going to make bank.
Yeah.
But, like, their main concern isn't, like, oh, we have to... Okay, we can make this, but we have to figure out a way we can make money off of it.
Yeah, and I even think that shows with the multiplayer that's coming out for it. They're not too worried about that coming in at launch. They're
literally saying, like, yeah, we are not working on the multiplayer right now. We're working on the single player game. We're going, after that's finished and that's released, then we will work on the multiplayer.
Yeah, and it'll come out they said a year and a half or so after launch.
Yeah, if not longer.
Yeah.
Because I know CD Projekt
Coming when it's ready.
Yeah, that's and I find that really cool that there's a developer out there that just has that type of mindset.
Yeah, remember those weird games in the 360 era that would always launch with some kind of weird shoehorned in multiplayer?
Oh, like the Batman one?
The Arkham one where you...
That was weird, dude.
Like, there was Batman and Robin, and then there would be 2 rival gangs, and the gangs had to kill each other, and then they also had to shoot Batman and Robin, but Batman and Robin had to take out both gangs.
I think so. And then there was also another one where, like, you can make your own, like, Joker gang member, or
What was that attached to?
I think it was at Arkham City. Like, it came out around Arkham City.
It was its own thing, though, right?
Yeah, I think it was its own thing, but I don't think anybody liked it.
Dude, I completely forgot that existed.
Yeah, I always remember seeing that on the store.
It was called Arkham something, right?
Yeah, like Arkham. I don't know. I wanna look that up sometime and just.
I feel like it's like what was that one shooter game for Resident Evil that nobody liked?
Shooter game.
It was about Umbrella Corp. You were an Umbrella Corp member, and you had to.
I think that might have been what it was called.
Umbrella Corp?
Or Raccoon City, maybe? No. I forget what it was.
I thought it was Umbrella Chronicles, but I thought that was a game people liked.
Umbrella Chronicles?
Yeah.
Maybe. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked it up on Steam, and it has, like, such a bad...
Yeah. Man, that is weird.
But, and then...
There was all kinds of weird stuff that happened during, like, the late 360 era and stuff.
Yeah, there was... I wish I could think of more examples. I know there were a lot more, because I always remember it being there.
Like, you'd be playing a game, but then all of a sudden, like... Because I never had Xbox Live Gold or anything.
No.
But I always remember, like, seeing multiplayer on games, and I'd be like, really?
Yeah.
Like, this has a multiplayer?
It doesn't seem like it should have multiplayer. Even Dragon Age... Even in, like, in the earlier...
Dragon Age Inquisition had
That's what
such a weird freaking multiplayer.
That's
Like,
what I was
why was
bringing
that a
up.
thing?
That's what I was about to bring up. Yeah, it's awful.
I was like, I remember there just being so much weird little multiplayer things. I think, did one of the Force Unleashed have a multiplayer? Or was that just, like, on the Wii or something?
One of the Force Unleashed have
I think
it did. Force Unleashed 2 had multiplayer. I don't remember if it was online, but I remember me and you played it.
Yeah, and I was like, this is the weirdest freaking thing
Because
ever.
it wasn't 3D, I don't think. I think it was 2D, and you jumped around and hit them.
Or it might have been 3D, and it just still played like a first...
I think what it was the 360 version had a 3D versus match, but the Wii, because I had Force Unleashed 2 for the Wii, he had it for Xbox. And when I played it on the Wii, I remember...
Yeah, it was. Like, it was just like a fighter, right? But it was not good.
Yeah, or maybe it was Force Unleashed 1 and Force Unleashed 2. I think they both had multiplayer.
I think they definitely did on the Wii.
They definitely did the side-scrolling thing on the Wii.
Yeah,
I know
think
that was
they
a thing.
Definitely both had multiplayer on the Wii.
Yeah.
And then there was... then do you remember them making, like, alternate versions for the Wii and stuff?
That was such a weird time. We need to have a podcast dedicated to the Wii.
Yeah.
Wii and DS.
I remember people were thinking that was going to happen with the Switch because it is, like, less powerful than the main consoles. And people are all like, maybe there's going to be, like, weird alternate versions like there was for the DS and Wii and stuff.
And then it's just, no. It makes more sense.
Yeah, like, they just released, like, a downgraded version or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not better. If I have the option, I'll buy it on PlayStation. And not the $60 overpriced Switch version.
Yeah.
It's portable, so it's worth the extra $40.
I think there is certain games that would be worth.
Well, if you want to raise it up $10 more for the cost of porting from when it's initially out, I can understand that.
Yeah, like if it's like a $20 game and they raise it up to $30 or something, I would understand that. But if it's like all the way back up to $60, I'm like, I don't know, man.
That's what I remember there were like 3 games out for the Switch at launch. There was Breath of the Wild, and then there was like Super Street Fighter 2, and Super Bomberman R, and all of them were $60. Breath of the Wild, I understand what it's a $60 game. That's not my problem.
Because that was like released right around the same time, right? It still should have been $60, right?
Yeah, it was a launch title for the Switch.
Yeah.
And then there was Super Street Fighter 2, which was just an enhanced port of the arcade game Street Fighter 2. That is not worth $60.
That was on the 360, dude.
Was it?
Yeah.
And then Super Bomberman R, I heard it had like 3 or 4 hours of content.
Yeah. Dude, there's so much freaking really bad. Like, okay, one thing that really bothers me is like so many people are like these Nintendo fanboys that they just believe like Nintendo can do no wrong. even when they do stuff like that, you know, like there's always going to be those Nintendo people that are like,
well,
no,
that wasn't Nintendo's fault. That was Capcom and then Bomberman who.
Well, yeah, but
Konami, I guess. Not Bomberman didn't personally mark his own game up.
Yeah, I know, but like there's like still like people just because it's released on a Nintendo console, they'll be like, no, it makes sense.
No.
Like, see, because it's on the Switch, and the Switch is better than everything else, so it needs to be $60. Or, like, Nintendo still does that, even with their own games, though. Like, there was games that were, like, released on the Wii U, like, 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll just re-release them, like, yeah, they're $60 or $40 that you can buy them on the Wii U for $10 now.
Okay. I'm gonna have a bit of maybe a contrasted opinion on your
Are you one of the Nintendo guys that are like, no, it makes sense because it's on the Switch?
No. It's not because it's on the Switch. It's because the Wii U bombed awfully. I can see them trying to release it with some extra features and putting it to...
But okay. The thing is like, you can't tell me that, what was it? Something like the Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
Right? If they, like, did they re-release that on the Switch? I believe they did.
Yeah.
Like, that game, it came out, people said it was a good game and stuff, and then it went down in price. And they didn't really add anything to it. They just re-released it, right?
They added a Funky Kong mode.
Yeah.
It's not worth $60, but my point is, Nintendo didn't make much off of what they did on the Wii U.
And then they should have just took that loss. Okay? They're Nintendo. I think they have plenty of money to burn.
But I don't think it's a big deal.
No, okay? I think it's just like, well, I guess we could just charge $60 for it. You know?
If people have the Wii U game, then I don't think it's an issue. If you want to go out, buy a Wii U, and get the Wii U game for the $10, then you go do that.
Yeah, but then there's the people that bought the Switch.
So
but the thing is that they'll look at the Wii U and they're like, why is that version only $10 and the Switch version is $40? But all they did was add this extra little mode that you're going to play for 30 minutes and be like, oh no, it's not as good as the original game. So they're just going to go back.
I think it's fine.
It's not!
I don't agree with the base price of some of their games. I don't think Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze should have been a $60 game from the start.
Oh, well, no. Nintendo games are garbage.
This is Breath of the Wild, $60. I understand that.
The only games that should be $60 are their Legend of Zelda and Mario games because everything else is subpar.
Fire Emblem makes sense, but then you have games like...
Everything else is garbage.
Okay, Mario Party, you cannot tell me that is worth a $60 purchase.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I bought that on sale for $30, and I still feel like I should have paid like $20 or $25.
Yeah, no. Well, then also, like, I think a lot of other people would get a lot more time out of those types of games.
Well, it's just not that good of a game, though. It doesn't have that much, it's not that substantial.
Yeah, I think other people would be like, oh, I justified this purchase of $60 because I play it so much.
Well, I just mean, like, I guess that makes sense, but compare the effort that goes into something like Mario Party to The Witcher 3. Both are $60 games. Which one seems to be more of a $60 game?
Oh, yeah, I understand that. But then, like, that argument makes sense, but then also there's those games that are like 10 hours, you know?
But even then...
that are just like an adventure game, like an action-adventure game. It's a 10-hour story, and you play it, and, like, some of those games for me, like, the Uncharted 4, it's over 10 hours. I think it's like 15 or 20. But still, like, I enjoyed that, and I would pay $60 for that game.
I guess it's a weird discussion to have.
Yeah, but I would also pay $60 for Red Dead Redemption 2 or The Witcher 3 or, I don't know, any other game that you could spend 100 hours in, you know, and feel just as justified in that $60 purchase.
But, dude, if you played Mario Party, it just feels...
Well, I've played Mario Party.
No, Super Mario Party, the new one?
Yeah, I played that.
It just feels like it was just scrapped together. Like we have.
Well, I think that's just Mario Party.
They're just like, people buy Mario Party. We got some Mario Party. I don't know what else they can do with it.
It is just Mario Party.
And then the mini games in it don't make much sense because at the end of that, it's just like, yeah, you just get coins from mini games, and at the end of every match, everyone plays a mini game. It doesn't really need to be there. They're just like, It's Mario Party, so we need mini games.
Well, I think that's always been how Mario Party works.
I've never played any other Mario Party.
That's always been how Mario Party works. I think that's just how Mario Party is.
It's just a bad system. I heard not lately, because I heard they had a car system before.
Oh.
This one, where everyone would get in a car and drive around together.
Oh, yeah. That was the Wii U one, right?
Wii U one and the last couple before that. They had one on the 3DS like that, too.
Really?
Yeah.
They did like a lifetime kind of thing?
Yeah. I remember I'd play Life with this guy from school, and he'd always drown his family. And I was like, "Whoa, you could do that?" He said, and his sister was always, "No, you can't do that. Stop it! Pick them back up." She'd always get really mad.
You'd be like, "What? You can just murder your family?
That's so cool! This board game is insane!"
Like, that kind of reminds me of, you can't do this in D&D and stuff, but, like, I would be sitting there playing, and then somebody would just be like, like, my little brother, we were playing D&D one time, and they just killed a whole bunch of kobolds and stuff, and then Ryan was just, like, and there was one kobold that was giving them a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And then he was all like, he killed it, and he's like, "Alright, I'm gonna cut off its head and chain it to my belt." And I was all like, and then everyone was like, "No, you can't do that." And I was like, "No, he can." And then I was just like, "But should I let him do this?" So I was like, "I don't know how I feel about this, man." Because there wasn't anything, stopping him.
It's D&D, you can say anything.
Yeah. Like,
as long as it doesn't, make no sense. I open an interdimensional portal.
Yeah. The eye gavin and Mim Mom opens up. A bunch of titties fall out.
It's such a good skit.
Yeah. Yeah, watch that. What is it?
Key and Peele.
D&D meets what was it? Gangsters or something?
I don't remember the title.
Yeah, just look it up. Key and Peele D&D.
You'll find it.
Yeah, that's a really funny skit.
But back to DLC.
Yeah.
I think there are some DLC that are completely outrageous. Like you said, the game needs to be completed first, but then the game, I've heard with The Evil Within, the game wasn't finished, and you had to buy the DLC to get the ending.
Yeah, I've played several games like that, and that makes me really upset.
That does too, and
like Shadow of War, it did that.
It did it?
Yeah, you beat the game, and then it's all like, yeah, but to know what happens after this, you have to buy the DLC. Same with Shadow of Mordor.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, they did that with both those games.
And with Kingdom Hearts 3, Remind, I've been enjoying it so much, but the thing is, I feel like I did not get what they built Kingdom Hearts 3 up to be with the base game. And the ending was so convoluted and it wasn't convoluted, it just didn't make any sense. Things just happened. And this patches in everything, fills in the holes you get to understand it. It adds in the cool battle that you thought they would have, the final world that everyone wanted to look at. Not the final world, the actual, final world that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
But it just really made me mad, and it is not a justified $30 purchase by any means. The game is now much better than it was at launch, and if I jumped into this game, if this was all packed into the base game, I would have loved it, but it wasn't. And I can kind of understand the argument some people have that Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't that great before its DLC came out, and I guess I can kind of see that,
Kingdom Hearts 2 had DLC?
Well, it wasn't DLC. They released the Final Mix version,
mm-hmm.
which added in a lot of the things that people like about Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
It added in a lot more new combat abilities, some story, some cutscene touch-ups, extra cutscenes to add to continuity that they added.
Okay.
And then it also just added more boss battles and more things to do.
Okay.
But this is like Kingdom Hearts 3's version of Final Mix, and it just... Kingdom Hearts 2 was a full game that's just added to it. Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't feel complete to me, and I feel like we could have gotten more with this if the game already felt like it was a full game. And also, I feel like standards now are different from what it was on a PS2 game to a current gen game. So, yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and now I love Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, but I don't feel that Remind should have made me like the game in the first place, and the content that it adds isn't worth $30. I'd say it's around the $15 to $20 range.
Yeah. That's kind of like Final Fantasy 15, you know?
The DLC on that, man!
Yeah, like, the thing is like, people... I don't know why people praised that game so much when it first came out. Because the story just straight up wasn't complete, right?
No, and the game we got was made in 2 years, I heard.
Yeah. And then they started releasing all this DLC and stuff, and people kept buying it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like this makes sense now."
Yeah.
I'm like, but shouldn't this stuff have made sense to begin with?
Yes, it should have. But their argument was, well, we wanted the game to be seen from Noctis' side. It's like, no, you don't. You switch character perspectives multiple times.
Yeah, like, I hate that kind of crap. And then then they just stopped, right? They just stopped with the DLC, and the story never really got finished.
Well, the Final Fantasy, they had one more DLC to produce. No, 2 more. Yeah, one was actually going to be the true ending, which is stupid as all heck.
It should have... Okay, the ending that's in the game should be the true ending, okay?
Yeah.
I understand if there's multiple endings, and, like, there's the good ending and the bad ending, and the good ending is what's canon, but, like, this should be in the base game.
Well, that's basically what it is. Basically what it is, and they released it in a book that came out because they're like, because the 15 team got disbanded and the director of it just straight up left the company.
Yeah.
So, what it was it was supposed to be you, Luna, she comes back somehow, and
I don't know anything about the story, but you can continue.
So you know Noctis, right?
Yeah.
And you know the lady he was supposed to marry?
Yeah.
And then there was the guy with the little cat.
Yeah, the hat guy.
Yeah.
That was and
Arden.
Yeah, but he also showed up in Assassin's Creed Origins. He came down. He came down in a meteor and then turned into an angel and flew away. I'm pretty sure.
I don't agree with the Final Fantasy 15, but that was a pretty dope crossover.
Yeah, that was weird, but it was cool. You got a chocobo to ride around on. You got a cool sword and shield.
Quote unquote chocobo.
Yeah, a chocobo with 4 legs.
Yeah. But anyway, you were all supposed to team up and fight this guy who kind of helped you. I don't know if you know this, but in the game, Noctis he's like, oh, there's the crystal, and he just got sucked inside of it.
I think, yeah. I don't know.
And then he sat in there for 10 years, and this guy's like, you have to age. And it's like, what? It didn't make much sense. It might have in context, but I don't really care. But, yeah, they were all supposed to team up and kill that guy, and it would have had a happy ending. So the ending in the game was the bad ending, and then the ending you would have to pay for was the good ending.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that kind of crap. That makes me so frustrated. And it happens so often with a lot of Japanese games as well.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. But, like Persona 5, what is it called? Persona 5 what?
The Royal?
Yeah, Persona 5 The Royal. Like, I understand that the game itself, like Persona 5, that is a complete finished game, and you can spend 100 hours in that game.
All it is just a story.
Yeah, but, like, I think it would be dumb if this new DLC, they're all like, yeah, the last game, it's completely irrelevant now, and in the Persona 5 universe, this is what actually happens.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, like, if you're going to do that, for me, a game has to make sense from when it first comes out.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to fix it with DLC and stuff, then I'm not going to be a part of it.
Yeah. I like Persona 5, so I'm still going to get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that was kind of a bad example, but I'm just saying, because I know Persona 5, everyone says it's a really good game and stuff, and that it is a complete story, and there isn't anything that's, in the game that's bad, I guess.
Yeah.
The story is good and stuff, I hear.
I don't know how to fit in continuity. From what I understand is Persona 4 Golden, they released that too, and it switched some things up, added some more characters in, and Golden is the canon version.
Yeah.
Persona 3 had an added one, but it was an after story. The game was already complete, but this is just an epilogue.
Yeah.
That it didn't need to be in the base game.
Yeah.
But, well,
like how most DLCs are nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Skyrim. Like, the DLCs are supposed to take place after you've beaten the main story.
Yeah. And if it makes sense, you know, like, the game ended. It's not like, you know, Sora just abruptly dying for no reason.
Yeah.
Austin saw the ending and he didn't even know Sora died.
Yeah. No, I saw that he died.
Yeah.
But then he came back? Or he died? Like, he died, or what did he do?
Like, when he opened the portal, he's like, I'm gonna go get Kairi.
Yeah, like, there was, like, they were all like, this is where people go after they die, and then Sora was all like, what, I'm dead? And then there was all like, no, you have to put yourself back together, and then he died again after that?
Yeah, after he... Okay, Remind explains all of that, but that's the issue I have, is because it didn't make any sense in context to the original ending.
Yeah, they're all like, he's like, what, I'm dead? And then they're all like, no, not really. And he's like, just go get some fragments of yourself, and you'll come back together, and then you'll be alive.
Well, I think his body was shattered, and after he put his body together, he released everyone else's hearts, and then he went back in time.
Oh. Okay. That makes sense.
Typical Kingdom Hearts. Always making the most sense.
Yeah, well, let's talk about a game that we think was complete. Like, we can both have different examples.
Yeah.
But let's try to think of a game that we think was complete and then did DLC really, really well.
Okay.
For me, I think a game that would do that would be probably The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I could see that. And because it even offered free a DLC, just it didn't need to, but it offered it.
Yeah,
it nice.
I think, like, because both of the expansions that were released for The Witcher 3 both add hours upon hours of content.
Mm-hmm.
And you could literally just release, literally, you can release Blood and Wine by itself. They could have made an entire sequel to The Witcher called The Witcher Blood and Wine, and people would have probably been completely content. Like, that's just, I think that's really awesome that there's these DLCs that are released like that. Or another game I would say would probably be I don't know. Actually.
While you think of that, can I go ahead and go?
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay, I have two examples. One I didn't actually play. I played the base game, but I never did get around to playing the DLC. So that's why I'm going to do two. One that I've actually played. It's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The base game I thought was very much complete, but they had this backstory that was always kind of on the underside of things. It didn't really need to be explained for the context of the game. But then their DLC explained this. You got to play as the protagonist that was talked about as being like the hero 500 years before or something like that. And it was actually so complete that they started... It was still technically an expansion, but they released it physically too. So you can either buy it as an expansion to actual Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that just adds it to your game, or you can go ahead and just go pick up a physical copy of the DLC and play that standalone without the game.
Alright.
And then Breath of the Wild is another one. I thought the content it added, it was $20. I felt it was very fairly priced. Probably adds in just about the content Remind does, if not a little more. Gives Link a motorcycle. I enjoyed it. I thought the game itself was complete. Not the first time I played it, but the second time I played it, I just understood I was playing it wrong. I was expecting a game like The Witcher 3. I don't know why. I just came off of playing that for a little bit. So I was like, this is not The Witcher 3. It is not good. But it's a very different experience. And once you come along to...
I heard a lot of people explaining it, though, as, like, The Witcher 3 of the Legend of Zelda games.
No,
and I was like...
No.
I've heard people explain it as that, and I'm like... I've played Breath of the Wild, and I've played The Witcher 3, and I'm like... These aren't the same.
Not at all.
Understand.
But yeah, it adds in some new quests and stuff, and other story, and a completely neutral. Never mind. It adds in more content than Remind.
I actually have two other games, but I want to go back to The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3, I think, okay, first of all, I think The Witcher 3, it's kind of amazing how good of a game that is.
Yeah.
And then there's just so much little stuff. There's attention to detail everywhere. Like, if you wear armor for a long time,
yeah,
okay, the armor will actually like start to rust, and there'll like if you're wearing like a gambeson or something, the seams will start to separate.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah, like if there's a patch on the gambeson, it might start to fall off.
I didn't know that.
And even if you repair it, it will look repaired.
I never noticed that.
Like the gambeson, like the patch that was falling off or whatever, there will be like threads through it, to show that it was attached back on and stuff. And
holy crap!
It's really cool. But there's just so much little stuff like that in the game.
Like if you wear low-hanging pants, you can see Geralt's pubes.
What?
No, you.
I was like, really? I was like,
I gotta go try it out, dude.
It kind of reminds me of like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like if you're wearing clothes for a long time, the clothes will start to wear down, or if you don't take a shower, or if you don't wash yourself, you'll get dirty.
Yeah.
And if you fall down in the mud stays on your character. Or like,
what happens if a wild horse falls in the mud?
Shut up. But it's just all kind that's one of my favorite things about games is attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
And, like just the small things that you you might notice like maybe 50 hours in, and you'll be playing a game, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, like did they have that in the game?
Yeah, like Disney fit. I'm sorry, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like I remember playing Skyrim, and I've sunk probably hundreds of hours into Skyrim, but then I noticed this a long time ago, but I remember one time I was looking at a stump, and then I realized, I was like, wait, there's bugs crawling on it.
Yeah.
Like, there's bugs, like, crawling on the stumps and stuff, and, like, I was like, what? Like, that's so cool!
I never even noticed that until I saw someone playing VR, and they looked at the stump, and...
You're all like, what?
Yeah.
Or you can cut butterflies in half? Did you know you can do that?
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you could just walk up to butterflies and swing your sword and stuff, and you'll cut the butterflies in half.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Dude.
But, like, there's just, like, that's one thing, like, there's already a game there that is so, like, cared about, that they cared about adding that kind of stuff into the game. And then they add this DLC that adds even more stuff to the game.
Yeah.
And, like, I think there's going to be games this generation, especially this generation and last generation, that have come out that people are going to be playing for years to come.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, The Witcher 3, Skyrim, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, those are the games that people are going to be looking
Spyro.
back. Yeah, Spyro. But those are the types of games people are going to look back on and be like, that was a really good game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play that today.
Right now.
No
one can stop me.
Like, how there's games that came out in the 80s, that people still play today, like Street Fighter and...
Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man, Mega Man, the original Mario Brothers, just because there's still games that are good, even by today's standards.
Yeah. It's really amazing. I think this decade itself has alone been very good for games.
Yeah.
It always makes me mad when people at the end of a year like, oh, this was another awful year for gaming. It's like, have you looked at how much good stuff has come out?
Yeah, I hate that when people are like, it was just an awful year for games. And then there's people that, like, I know Dragon Age Inquisition isn't the best game ever, but then there's people that are like, man, just Dragon Age Inquisition, that winning game of the year really shows you how bad that year was for games. And I'm like, come on, it wasn't that bad of a game.
No. No,
like,
I remember there was that one sword that looked kind of like a back scratcher.
Yeah. You had it.
I did. Yeah. I used it for the longest time because it was the best weapon I had.
Man, I thought it looked okay. I mean...
No, I didn't like it.
I thought it was pretty dope.
I don't like it when it's like comedical in a game where I like to be serious. If I'm playing something, I don't know. I've heard Saints Row is really silly, so if I had a dildo bad in that, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah, I think it depends on the context of a game.
Yeah, like if I had a dildo, then Skyrim.
It'd be like, I don't know about this. But another game that I wanted to say that I think did DLC really well is Dragon Age Origins. It's one of my favorite games ever, you know. But
yeah,
like now people say that the DLC, like I've played the DLC, people are all like, oh, it's probably the worst thing ever, but I don't think it's that. It's pretty okay. It's not like the base game, but the big expansion that they added to it is interesting. And then there's also just little stuff that they added that adds some extra side quests and content to the game that I find that it did really well.
Yeah.
And then also just the way that adds onto the story is kind of natural, and I like it.
I can get that.
And then I forget, there was another game, but I don't remember what it was. What?
Was it Street Fighter 5?
Okay. Now we should talk about games that did DLC really bad.
We should. Well, what's a good game? I mean, a bad game. Probably any fighting game that's like a fan service one. Like, let's see, Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, that game was weird.
I mean, the base game didn't have that many characters to it, and then the DLC added so many, and I think there was some like maps and stuff even exclusive to the deluxe edition that came out on the Switch. So if you want those features, you're also going to have to buy it again on the Switch. But yeah, that game was monetized like crazy. I don't even know if it was really worth it. The characters, it's not like a fighting game where you have to match every character super specifically.
Yeah, you have to balance it out and stuff. It's not like that.
No. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that game was too good, but I think that goes for any game kind of like it. I don't even really feel like the base price of a game like that is worth $60. I haven't seen one that does it well enough for me to justify my purchase as being $60.
I think it depends on the types of games you like, because knowing you, I know that's really not a type of game.
Well, I mean, just like the stuff that I enjoy it, but the way mechanics are, not mechanics, but just how janky it is. I
think that's kind of part of the appeal to it for a lot of people, though. No,
but I mean, like, not with how you move, just the characters, the weird pop-ins that happen. It's just not a technically good game.
Oh, yeah, from a technical aspect, if it's not up to par, then no. Like
no, it's not technically sound. The AI is really awful, and that is something I understand that might be appealing to some people, so you're just a complete cool guy. But I think there at least needs to be an AI difficulty slider. So someone who wants that can have really stupid AI and just be awesome.
I think part of those games is the power fantasy.
Yeah, but some people want to like have a realistic war. I mean, not...
If you guys don't know what Hyrule Warriors is, it's like Dynasty Warriors that's like...
Yeah.
With Zelda characters. And if you don't know what Dynasty Warrior is, just imagine like Asian people beating up other Asian people, but one Asian person's really strong and the others are really weak. Yeah,
like he has this short sword and he like does this special move and like 500 guys are dead.
Yeah, that's basically the Dynasty Warriors.
After 4. Because I played 2, and man, I love Dynasty Warriors 2.
Dude, I remember Dynasty Warriors 2. I remember playing that whenever I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, I would just play the first mission over and over again because we didn't have a memory card for our PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And, dude, I just remember playing that first mission over and over again, but being completely content with myself.
Man, I think I liked that one a lot more, too, was because it doesn't play like the newer ones do.
No.
And that's not really an issue altogether. I enjoy that, and I enjoy the newer ones. I just wish, they put more they put more attention into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like they do. I feel like it's just kind of lazily slopped together. And dude, if you saw the DLC costumes for Link, oh my gosh, have you seen any? Dude, I'm gonna have to pull up some pictures. It is the nastiest thing I've seen. It looks like they got some... It looks like some guy went into the 3D software and he's like, alright, do that. add some stitching that makes it look like threads, and we're done. His hair looks like it came out of a PS1 game if he's wearing a DLC costume.
Really?
Yeah, and so does the rest of the costume. It just looks bad. It looks like a single polygon.
Like, and it's like, you're like saying this, but it's like the Majora's Mask costume, like 1-to-1.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like the Nintendo 64. You're like, it's so bad.
No, it's not that. It's not like aesthetically fun like that.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but
Yeah.
if it was aesthetically fun like that, I'd at least get joy out of it. Oh, that's kind of cool. No, it's just nasty.
One game that I think did DLC really bad was, it started off good, but then I think they just went to the ground with it. It's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. It's because, like, I know that you didn't ever really play that game.
I played it with you there, sweetie.
Yeah, but I think the game, like, I got all my enjoyment out of it. Like, I probably sunk around 100 hours into it because, and I 100% of the game before they added all, like, a whole bunch of new stuff to it. But they did release free updates and stuff that were really cool. Like, they added whole new modes and stuff into the game. But then these character packs and mission packs that they just kept adding into the game.
Yeah.
Like, it just got out of control, dude. Like, I think there's like 5 or 6 season passes for the game.
Oh my god.
Or not, I don't think they're called season passes. I think they're just character packs.
Yeah.
But, like, dude. And then, like, but they don't ever decrease in price. Like, the first character pack, I think, has like 5 characters. But then the last one, literally, I think the last one had Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Ribrianne from Dragon Ball Super, and I think it was the same price.
What the heck?
And, like, there was another one that had, like, Ultra Instinct Goku and Jiren and I think one other character, and it was the same price. I don't think they ever decreased in price, and they just, and then the characters themselves just kept decreasing in quality. Like, they were just pumping out characters over and over and over, and it's just like, it's just not good. Like, Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think they have plans for releasing a couple more DLC characters.
Ultra Instinct Goku is confirmed.
He is?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah,
I want to see base god forms.
Yeah. I really want that in the game. The base god forms.
Yeah.
But there is, but I think that's justified because each character has its own moveset and stuff, and they fight differently. You know, playing as a tank character and playing as a small character and playing as the average character feels different.
Yeah.
You know, and then also each of those characters fight differently. Because, okay, I know you say it's not as diverse, but if you are used to playing as Trunks and then you try to play Broly like you play as Trunks, it's not going to work.
Well, no, like, the way their movesets are different. Yeah, what I was talking about is where the moves are located. Like, they all have specials in certain areas, like down over X and over Y.
But they all do different things.
Yeah, I just meant it wasn't like a Mortal Kombat game where every character has super specific, annoying...
Well, no, even Mortal Kombat has that kind of stuff. It's like there's standard Mortal Kombat moves. Like, every character, if you do this with this character,
but then there's some characters that, like...
Oh, yeah, you have to go down over B, Y, X, over RT.
I can't stand that. I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm not into Mortal Kombat.
I'm not into anything that technical or complicated. Fighters, I basically, like... almost any game that Arc System Works makes. I've only played 2 of them, but I liked both of them.
Yeah.
And Guilty Gear doesn't seem to be that far away from fighters or... Have you seen Guilty Gear gameplay for the new one?
Uh-uh.
I haven't played a Guilty Gear game before, but the graphics in that are really nice. It's not like fighters, but it's really nice to look at.
Yeah, but what I was saying with fighters is, like, every character, like, I think it is kind of, like, buying a character by himself for $5 is a little pricey, but...
Yeah, Smash Bros. Does the same thing, too. I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, like, I get it, but I don't know. I don't know about Smash Bros. Dude. But $5 for one character, that seems a little...
I heard Masahiro Sakurai just kind of, like, makes them by himself almost because he, like, they don't have that much budget left for the game.
Really?
I heard Nintendo, like, had a set budget for Smash Brothers, even though it's probably making a lot out of the characters.
Yeah, I don't understand Nintendo sometimes.
I heard, like, I feel bad for that man. And then everybody hates on him when he just wants to add in a character from a game he likes.
Yeah.
Like, I think he really likes Fire Emblem. Like, I think he has a really big thing for Fire Emblem people with swords. But, I mean, I don't know. And then they're also introducing a new character pack.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. With fighters, though, like, I'm not going to hate on it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I wish they'd have more characters than just a lot of Gokus, but Goku also has a lot of cool forms that I can understand.
Yeah, I think, well, that's a problem with every Dragon Ball game. Especially, like, if the game doesn't have transformations like fighters.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be just as many versions of Vegeta and Gohan and Goku.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a lot of versions of Goku just because he has all these different transformations.
I'd like to see a little more versions of Gohan and fighters.
Yeah, like, I think it would be cool if they had Mystic Gohan, Adult Gohan.
Yeah.
But then Mystic Gohan's kind of mixed in with Adult Gohan already.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is just that a lot of the other characters just don't have transformations.
Yeah.
I think they could do something like they add different form, like the different versions of Cell and Frieza. You know, like first form Frieza, second form, third form.
That
and then
would
Cell is the first and second forms.
Yeah, I can see why they don't do that for a technical fighting game, though, because that would get a little extensive trying to...
Oh, yeah. But I think, like, with Goku, I think it's just, like, there's just so many different versions of Goku that it was just really easy.
Yeah, and
also, like...
I like all of them except for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I don't really care about that one.
Oh, but then also, like, they do, like, in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think... they did it in a tasteful way where it's all like, yeah, we're not going to have every version of Goku, like, you have Super Saiyan 1 Goku, you have Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, then you have, like, they do have base in Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan God, but Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But, like, they mix those forms together, like the Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah.
He transforms into Super Saiyan 3 and 2 during different moves and stuff.
Which is good, because I don't think 2 and 3 need to be separate. I think base changes like they have are good enough. Like, you have standard Goku, and then you have the Super Saiyans Gokus, and then I think I'd count Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, and
Ultra Instinct, yeah,
as separate things.
Yeah. I think Ultra Instinct Goku will be... I think it's going to be cool.
He will be. What if... Like I'm saying, man, you're just going to be able to set the controller down and...
Yeah, what if that was it? Like, I think it would be cool if they had, like, a block animation for him. Like, instead of him, like, sitting there blocking, he's just, like, dodging.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that would be cool.
Yeah. I'd like to see them add a few more maps in. I think the game's definitely lacking a map variety.
Yeah.
It has, like, 6 maps.
Yeah, but the thing is, like... It's not as... Like, the maps aren't as interactive as a lot of other fighting games, though. So it's, like, kind of... I kind of get it, you know?
I guess that's true. That's another thing with,
They've added one map.
Is it?
Yeah, they added one map.
I guess that's kind of goes to justify Smash Fighter's purchase, too, because it's not just the character. It also comes with their own stage and music.
Yeah.
So
it comes with... the fighters' characters come with their own music. And,
That's it.
Yeah, but then there's also dramatic finishes and stuff.
Oh, they get the character icon and the...
Yeah.
And the little playable...
Yeah. They get the little chibi character, you get the outfits, you get,
What outfits?
And then the little chibi area. The home area, there's outfits and stuff they give them.
Oh, are there?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then there's the music, and then you get access to some dramatic finishes and stuff, and...
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that one you showed me with Broly and...
Yeah, Broly and Gogeta, yeah. Or there's, I think there's one with base Goku and base Vegeta. I think there's one with, I think there's one with base Vegeta and Nappa.
Yeah.
I think that there's just cool stuff that you can get. I think there's one with Frieza and Super Saiyan Goku, but that was just in the base game. But yeah, there's all kinds of you get more stuff than just the character. You get access to these cool things.
Yeah.
But I think what was I gonna say? I think that they're warranted. I think it makes sense for them to release characters and stuff. Other than Xenoverse 2, which I was saying, there was a problem because Xenoverse 2, it's just not as technical, I guess.
Yeah.
And once you play the game, it's kind of oh, yeah, a new character. It's just, and every character, it really is true with Xenoverse 2. Once you've, played the game long enough, you can just beat any character and be like, okay, I'm good. And then there is characters, though, that are weaker than other characters, which I think is stupid because it's a fighting game and every character should be on an even playing field.
Yeah, Ultimate Tenkaichi, if you're Gogeta and you went against, anyone else...
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, and you went against anyone else, it would just automatically, you kill them in 2 hits. Yeah. The only one you could fight was Ultimate Shinron.
Omega Shinron.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, CJ.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, is that really all you want to say about DLCs and stuff?
Well... Oh, another game that did it really poorly was Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Really?
I don't think have you seen videos of that game, Austin?
I've seen videos of the game, but I don't know how they handled DLC.
Well, I don't think the game itself was complete, and I don't think it warranted the DLC. And the DLC doesn't look complete either.
Okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I've heard that game was kind of crappy.
Yeah, just... The Switch is capable of much more than what they put into it. You've seen the tree debacle, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a bigger deal than just a water puddle being smaller, but it sounds really stupid, but...
They're all no, look, you see, there's a puddle here because it just got done raining, and this is after it's been,
Yeah.
And a while, and the puddle's smaller, and the light's hitting it differently, so it's kind of an optical illusion. It's not really smaller, and then they're always like, no, you see, it's a downgrade.
And the world outside of the cities from Pokemon Sword and Shield just look dead.
Yeah.
And then there's also the restricted camera movement inside cities, which didn't make much sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked like a really bad game. I was like, oh, cool, Pokemon game. I really want to play it because I haven't been into Pokemon. I really like the generational leaps. That's when I hop in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was just bad.
Yeah.
And people defend it. They're like, oh, no, it's amazing. Shut up. Just because it's obviously a cash grab doesn't mean anything. And now that they have a direct competitor, maybe they'll step it up. I don't know. Depends on how well Temtem does.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen some stuff for it.
Yeah. It looks like the people who make that care a lot more.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's Pokemon, dude. I don't think anyone's going to be able to take over Pokemon.
Dude, well, I don't know. If anything, I could see it going after the more hardcore crowd, I guess you could say.
Yeah, probably.
And then Pokemon would still make a lot, but it would only really target kids. And I don't know, it depends on how well they market Temtem, because if they make it like a card game and stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pokemon kind of blew up through a card game craze, so I don't know.
Well, the card game craze has kind of died down.
It has, but
there's a kind of a resurgence going on with card games.
Dude, I just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. Oh, wait, also... Nah, you go. What'd you want to say?
I was wanting to talk about
Oh, yeah, you go ahead. You talk about that. You sizzle it.
What?
You sizzle it. You put some paprika on that thing and you talk about it.
Oh. Well, I was wanting to talk about another game delay, Dying Light 2. It's delayed indefinitely this time. Other than the other games that have actually had dates attached to them.
What if they're just naming these games out of how many lights are just going out in their office? That's the first...
Like, what do you mean?
Like, it's flickering and they're like, oh, look, the light's dying.
Oh.
And they have another one that starts to flicker and they're like, guys, that's dying light too.
What?
It's such a bad joke.
I got so confused because I thought you were talking about, like, the delays.
Oh!
And, like,
the lights are going out in their office!
And they're like, oh man, another light went out, we have to delay it another month. I was like, what?
Where are the developers located?
The Dying Light developers?
Yeah.
I believe, like, Sweden or something.
What if it was, like, some weird cultural thing? Like, it was a bad omen for the lights to go out.
And they're like, oh god. They're like, we gotta shut this off. We gotta delay this until these lights come back on.
We can't switch them out. We have to wait until...
Yeah, but that's kind of scary, especially when you hear, like, an indefinite delay.
Yeah, it's not coming back until... So, well, I mean, like, they didn't give it another release date.
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of worries me, is because there's so many other games that are just like, yeah, we're delayed indefinitely, like...
Dude, look at Dead Island.
Yeah, Dead Island 2, dude, that game, they're like, yeah, it's delayed, but then they keep saying, no, it's being made still. Don't worry, it's still in development.
I bet it's gonna come out and be really bad.
Dude, it will be. We all know. Because even the original Dying Light games just weren't good.
You mean Dead Island?
Yeah, sorry, Dead Island.
You were about to make a lot of people mad.
Yeah, no, Dying Light was a really good game. It's basically Dead Island, but better. And with parkour. And everything else being better.
Is it Mirror's Edge Zombies?
It's if Mirror's Edge was a better game.
The first one was pretty good.
Yeah, but I think people gave it way too much praise.
Yeah, I'd play it now. I enjoy it for like a small indie game, but it wasn't a small indie game.
No. Well, I guess back when it came out, it was more of an accomplishment.
I guess so. It looked to me like something that EA threw out that didn't have much money put behind it, but was still fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Meow. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in case anybody that watches this knows about Dying Light, and I don't know, it kind of makes me sad because I was looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
And if what they say is actually true, it's kind of I hope it's true, because they've kind of boasted in a lot of the gameplay trailers and right when the game was announced, they were just saying like, yeah, we like what they want the choices that you make in the world to actually matter and affect the world as you're playing.
Yeah.
Like they released a gameplay thing that at the end of it they were like, all right, so there were several choices that you made throughout this, and here will be the effects of those choices. And then they went through and talked about all the effects of every choice that you made just during that like hour-long gameplay. And then they were like, and since you drained water out of this part of the city, you made it possible for the infected to mutate in this way.
Oh, that's cool. I hope I'm not too much for zombies, but I say that. I actually play a lot of zombie-focused things, though, but I'm not too crazy about them, but this game sounds... I'm really excited for just how they do it.
Yeah. I think that's one thing about Dying Light is, like, it's a zombie game, but the gameplay mechanics and stuff are what make it a better than just average zombie game.
Yeah.
And, like, I think a lot of zombie games are just kind of like, oh, there's zombies in it, so people are going to buy it because people like zombies.
Dead Rising 4?
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was bad. I was trying to hold back a burp, but then it came out anyway, so it just sounded like I was like, yeah, that was bad.
That was a nice save, though. It was almost like the super loud burp. But yeah, did you talk through your burp?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Dead Rising 4 was bad. It wasn't good. They added this exosuit thing that they're all like, yeah, man, it's crazy, but you like, it's just another zombie game where you just go around killing zombies.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the point of the Dead Rising games, and it's fun, you know, to hop in and play for a little bit, but then, like, after you play for an hour or two, you're kind of just like, okay, I'm bored again. Yeah. And then you stop playing.
You ever hear, like, a casual gamer bring up a game that they say, man, this is such a good game, and you're like, oh, what game are you playing? Walking Dead Survival Instinct, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're all like, oh.
Okay. you're one of those people.
Yeah, I remember, like, okay, Walking Dead Survival Instinct, it's, okay, it's kind of bad, but, like, it's kind of realistic because, like, the zombies are so stupid, but then, you know, like, in reality, the zombies would be that stupid.
That's not what they meant, though. I don't think that's how they...
No, I know. Like, but, like, a lot of people complain that, like, the AI is terrible, but then there's also human AI that's just bad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, the zombie AI, man, like, it makes sense.
I remember that one scene when I was at your house, and you walked up the window, and, like, you just stabbed one, and it fell over, and you went to the next one, and you stabbed it, and it fell over.
Yeah.
And you kept doing that, like, 5 times, and none of the zombies noticed you.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, in a real zombie, like, these zombies are pretty dumb. I mean, as long as you're quiet and you're taking them out...
Wouldn't they, like, want your flesh?
Well, no, they as long as they don't hear you, you're good.
What if they can smell you?
Well, then I don't know. Well, I mean, like, there's been other parts in, like, Walking Dead and stuff, you know, where, like, all they need to do is just stay quiet, and the zombies are all like, oh, we don't know you're there.
I don't really know how Walking Dead zombies work.
Yeah, I think it's kind of convoluted. Because I know in, like, the first episode of the first season, like, the zombies can, like, jog and use tools, but then they'd never do that again. Ever.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? There was something I wanted to say, but then you ruined it.
I'm sorry.
It was something about, there was Dying Light.
This is now going to be the Camel X podcast. I'm leaving.
Don't.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Oh, crap. You know what? I don't remember. You want to go ahead and move on to recommendations?
Heck yeah. What do you recommend?
Oh, yeah, well. I recommend, you know, I don't really know, man. You know, I recommend, buying clothes that fit you.
Okay.
Because...
No, come up with something better.
No, I'm going to explain this, okay? If you don't buy clothes that fit you, you're going to end up chafing sometimes. You're going to become comfortable in clothes that don't fit you. Either they're too small or too big. And then once you start wearing clothes that fit you, eventually, you're going to be all like, I don't like this. Then people are going to be all like, man, you look a lot better. But then you won't feel good about yourself because you're uncomfortable. And that's why you should buy clothes that fit you. So you feel good about yourself and you're happy.
Dude, there are some people who wear, like...
I wear shirts that are too big for me, but...
I see these...
Except this. This is a shirt that fits me pretty well.
I see these people at stores and stuff that make themselves look worse just because they, like, have these things that are way too tight, and it, like, makes, like, some fat, like, come out from around their sides and stuff, and just shows, like... It's like, if you wore different clothing, you wouldn't look that bad. But, like...
Are you body shaming people, CJ?
I'm not I'm body shaming their clothing choices. Even if they took everything off, it wouldn't look bad. If I wore a crop top right now, I would have a little layer of pudge, like, hanging out, and it would just look awkward. Because it's just too tight.
Is there a problem with pudge, CJ?
No, it's just too tight. Clothes are too tight on some people, and I don't...
That's why they need to wear clothes that fit them.
That's what I'm agreeing with you. I'm supporting your point.
Yeah, but then, like, you know, they'll become comfortable, and then they won't feel as good whenever they wear clothes that fit them. So they just need to buy clothes that fit them.
So what are you arguing with me for?
I don't know. Maybe you just shouldn't talk about people's bodies like that.
You know it's nasty.
No, I don't care about people, man. If they want to wear what they want, you know, that's fine. Well, but I'm just saying, like, maybe it would be better for them.
But, like, it hurts me because I look at it, and I'm like, dang, that must be uncomfortable.
Well, you know, maybe they're comfortable with it. Okay, man? I'm just saying, for people's own sake, to wear clothes that fit them.
And I'm agreeing with you. I'm not happy.
No, you're saying for your sake people should wear clothes that fit them. I'm saying for their own sake they should wear clothes that fit them.
And I agree with both sentiments.
No, you should never bring your personal opinions into what people wear.
Why?
Because it's mean.
Everyone has, whether they want to say it or not, everyone has opinions about people they see on the street.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm completely neutral.
That's a lie.
No.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
I can love anybody no matter what they look like.
I didn't say I couldn't love them.
Yeah, you did. You said they gross you out and it looks awkward.
I did say that, but if it was like my great Aunt Judy, I'd be like, hey, I don't support your clothing choices, great Aunt Judy, but I still love you.
I think you would just throw up in your mouth every time you saw her. And
No.
she'd be like, I can't be around you, Aunt Judy.
No.
I want to care, but I just can't.
No.
Your clothes are too tight.
Just to prove a point to you, I'm only going to wear child sizes.
Well, that's a personal choice. I'm not. It doesn't bother me. It would bother you. I was making that argument that it wouldn't bother me, but it would bother you.
All right, my recommendation this year is to not
The
give...
Action Bible.
I'm not gonna lie, I got that because I didn't want to read the actual Bible back when I went to church and stuff, but I'd probably still read it now, man.
It's got some cool art and stuff in there.
It does. The art and it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like taking. All right, well, this has been.
What's your recommendation? The Action Bible?
I guess so. You made it for me.
Oh, okay.
And I guess it's also to not give people crap for their own personal beliefs, unless it's really stupid.
Yeah,
You know?
like wearing tight clothes.
No, if they're like, yeah, man, I'm a Nazi. It's like, no, man, don't be a Nazi.
Well, I mean, if someone's already a Nazi... No, I'm just saying, if someone's already a Nazi, the likelihood of you convincing them not to be a Nazi is pretty low.
No, I mean, just, don't support it.
Yeah, don't be all yeah, up top, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, don't...
Don't be like that. Did I say,
No, you said don't do that.
Okay. I can't remember how I started that off.
Yeah. If it's something awful, then don't support it. Yeah, man, I'm a confirmed terrorist. It's nah, man, stop that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
I murdered 5 guys, and I feel pretty good about it. No.
Unless those 5 people deserved it. Support them.
Joker, when he killed those guys on the subway?
No! We're not gonna get into this. Murder is not okay.
You saw what those guys were... He had a disorder, and they beat him up!
Yeah, but murder isn't okay.
What was he supposed to do?
Don't murder people. You could have just shot him in the leg.
Okay, but even then...
Just stopped them, and then he could have sat down and had a civil conversation with them.
They wouldn't listen to him, Austin.
But they would if they had holes in their knees.
They were literally trying...
They would if they had holes in their knees.
They were literally trying to rape a girl beforehand.
Yeah, and then he could have got up, blown their kneecaps off, and then talked to them about what they did wrong. He didn't have to kill them.
Okay, but I don't even think it was excessive when he chased after the last guy and shot him on the head.
Okay, that was kind of excessive.
No, okay, because you can't leave any witnesses.
No,
if you have a witness, then they'll turn you in.
No, okay, but the thing is, okay, the conflict was already over. All right.
Or do you want to get sent to life in prison because of some guys who were beating you up on a subway?
Well, then that's what you could have argued.
And you acted in self-defense.
That's how
the legal system doesn't always work out that well.
Yeah, but he has a mental disability, and he has proof of it, okay? They would have probably sided with him.
Maybe.
And then also, if they had that girl come in, she's like, yeah, those dudes were going to mess me up. And then they started beating this dude, so I ran away. But then also, I think she saw him shoot a dude, right?
She did, and then she ran away.
Yeah. So, if you didn't want any witnesses, you had to kill the girl, too.
Well, but that girl probably wouldn't have spoken anyway.
Yeah, but
I don't think she would have turned anything.
I think it would have been good, honestly.
No, he should.
The only thing you would probably got in trouble for is illegal, having possession of a firearm illegally.
What if you say he found it?
Because he acted in self-defense.
Yeah.
And then they were in the wrong. The girl would have stood up for him and they were messing with me, and then he tried to show them that he had a disability, and then they were all like, haha, you suck, and then they started beating him, and then he shot one of them in self-defense.
And then he chased after them all and killed them all because he wanted to prove a point.
No, that was the part that wasn't okay.
That was okay!
No.
Yes, kill all witnesses!
Kill everyone that you don't like, that you disagree with. Okay?
Seriously though, man, I think anarchy... No, don't support anarchy. That's bad. Anarchy should never be accepted. And I actually don't support murder. I don't know what the right call in that situation was.
What I said.
I don't know what the right call in that situation was.
No, you shouldn't have killed anyone, okay? Murder is a last resort. You should only kill someone if it's your only option.
I guess he could have shot them in the leg and then, like, gotten a hold of the police. But then the police would have been like, how'd they get the bullet hole in their leg? So I think the safest option...
That's what I said. Like, he would have just been like, I have this gun, but then he is also mentally disabled, so then the worst thing that could happen to him is owning a firearm illegally. Because he acted in self-defense. Those guys were about to rape a girl. They started beating him. You know?
But then again, think about how awful every person in this movie is. If he told a cop that, be like, you possession of a gun.
Yeah.
And it pushed him down and, like, beat him.
Maybe.
In the Joker universe, it was tolerable. I don't know about ours, though.
Yeah.
Use your best judgment.
Yeah, like, as a rule, if you see people trying to sexually assault a woman on a subway, I don't think the best option is to just straight up start murdering them.
No, but,
if they start beating you afterwards, maybe.
And then laugh at you and say, look who has a mental disability, and they keep kicking you.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, those guys were pretty trash.
Yeah. But then again, like you said, you could shoot them in the leg, and once they can't move...
Yeah, then you kick them while
Yeah.
they're down. Look who has a disability! Look who has a disability!
On that day, Joker's heart grew 5 times that day.
Alright.
Wait,
Well,
that wasn't my real recommendation. I like to recommend physical things, too. That was just something funny. Ooh, boy. I recommend a video from the Gamer of Mars, from the Gamer from Mars, not the Gamer of Mars, Gamer from Mars. He has a video up about Ty Lopez. He was that guy who was running ads on YouTube about having his Lamborghini in his garage.
Oh, yeah.
And it basically talks about how he basically probably wasn't a businessman, and he just leached off of other people, and his primary business was being a self-help consultant. And lying to people about business strategies.
Alright.
Yeah.
Did I actually give a recommendation, or did I just make an argument about people wearing clothes that fit them?
You said wear clothes that fit you. That was your recommendation.
Oh. Well, an actual recommendation, I would say, would be to read the Rotten Ruin series. It's a zombie series.
You've recommended that before.
No, I haven't.
Yes,
Maybe
you
to
have.
you.
I think you've recommended.
No.
Okay, keep going.
Well, maybe I have. Now you're making me doubt myself.
I think you have.
Freaking...
Finish your thought.
watch Elmo's World. That's my recommendation.
Finish the Rotten Ruin.
No,
thought.
I'm not now, because you made me doubt myself.
It's a book series
Yeah.
about zombies, and he really likes it.
Watch Elmo's World.
To do them together,
Yeah, watch Elmo's World while reading Rotten Ruin.
they complement each other well. Alright, well, this has been Stubborn Weeb,
And this is Camel X.
and we are leaving. Bye.
You're disabled. You're disabled. Kick him while he's down. Kick him while he's down.
Should we leave that in the video?
Yeah.